Hi, this is Susan Bellis. How are you? Okay, today I'm your guest video speaker, I guess you could say. And I just want to talk to you today a little bit about a couple things, how to create self-talk to work for us instead of against us. We're going to talk a little bit about me and my food challenges and what I have. I'm 51 years old. I am a coach on the team, and Linda asked me to speak about my perspective. And I will have to tell you, I didn't think food emotionally was really an issue for me growing up that I knew of. I wasn't aware of it. You know, those things, if you watch the YouTube video, the things like having to stay at your dinner table until your meal's finished, or Friday night my family would have what's called goodie night, and we'd buy all the junk you could possibly think of, and we would, on a Friday night, it would be like ice cream and M&Ms, and we just had like a gorge fest. I don't know what that was. I don't know why my parents did it. I mean, we didn't have a lot of money growing up. There was 6 kids, and I don't know if it was just like a festival, but I was taught very young that sugar or treats equal happiness. So after every meal, my mom would bake, we'd have a treat or something that she made. And so I kind of equated that with love. Like, my mom loved me. When I came home from school, she would have a treat, brownies. She was just a wonderful cook, a baker, I guess I should say. And I love that. So I definitely made the dots: food, happiness, baking treats. And it's funny because I look now and I'm a baker. I equate, baking with spreading my love to people. So my friends know that I often will bake lemon bars or cookies or whatever, and I do this with my kids. So I've just come to realize that, wow, do I use sugar and treats a lot to up my endorphins and to spread love, but also to get love, which is pretty freaking weird, right? Or amazing to realize that, like, I am looking for positive feedback or self-affirmations from other people, and I'm using food to get that. I'm using other things too, but we're going to talk about food because this is what it's for. So part of realizing that and saying, okay, is this really serving me? As I get older, I know that sugar is linked to a lot of things that are not good for us, as far as, cancer and, having your blood sugar high, all those things that sugar is not good for. So when you really love someone like yourself or your kids or your friends, extended family, why would I give them sugar as a sign of love if it really wasn't good for them? So I've had to think about this, and I'm thinking this out loud with you guys. I didn't plan this ahead of time, so if I'm rambling, it's just because I'm trying to process this all. Linda's opened up this little Pandora's box of emotions and food. So what I have come to realize is a couple things that work for me when talking about emotions and creating things that work for me. And one of the things that I am creating, hi sweetie, that work for me is having accountability. So letting other people know what my challenges are, whether my sister or the friend or a teammate. These are my challenges that I have as far as with sugar or whatever is going on. I'm also working within that boundaries within myself. So for me and for most of us, it's not at all or none. So I may have boundaries that, on Wednesdays, like a premeditated treat, right? So it's not reactive, it's proactive. So it could be every Wednesday I have a predetermined treat. Like this Wednesday, I will get a Pop-Tart from my favorite bakery. So it won't be to feed an emotion per se or a reward. It'll just be like an experience that I've planned into my day. And I think that would really help. It could be even after dinner as a habit, 1 square of dark chocolate. So if it's already planned in my day, would I actually consider that feeding an emotion, or it's just part of the plan? Linda might be able to answer this. I don't know. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So self-talk. I think really, if I say 1, 2, 3, freeze, and I freeze in the moment, and before my hand goes into anything or I reach for something, I say, what emotion am I trying to feed? And they're vast. I don't eat when I'm stressed. I don't eat when I'm anxious, but I do eat when I'm bored, excited, maybe stressed, and I let myself off the hook a lot for all those. I'm sure you guys too. Like it's, well, I've had a tough day or it's been hard. But the bottom line for me comes down to my health and being, it's not about the weight for me. It is about being healthy for my family. So, can you use your feelings and emotions for good? I think we can. I think the first thing is to recognize them. The second thing is to have a plan, like Linda's coming up with us, and release. For me, it's an emotional release. So I picked celery as my food, but I also picked going and cleaning or organizing for 15 minutes as a physical release to see if I can redirect those emotions. So I know I'm rambling on, and I'm hoping this is what Linda wanted. But anyway, this is my story. This is what we're doing. So how to create self-talk to work for us or against us. Accountability with my friends and family. Having a plan that I can go to and fall back on, and know that every season of life, we're gonna all of a sudden fade off, and then we have to come back in and reassess, because I think it's so easy, especially for me, for one day to turn to 2 days, to 3 days, to 4 days, to 5 days. Recognizing your emotions and not numbing them, I think is the key for all of us for greater awareness and acceptance. I think probably taught at a young age, like if something goes wrong, just feed that emotion. You don't need to feel sad. Have a cookie, have a latte. I mean, who hasn't gone to Starbucks to boost up their mood, or Dunkin' Donuts, right? So anyway, that's my story. That's what I'm doing. I'm changing the patterns, thanks to Linda, with my self-talk, my accountability, and my action plan. And I'm also giving myself grace. I know there's seasons that I'm going to get a little swayed, and then I'm going to be more aware. So there you go. There's your 7-minute talk from Susan. A little bit of therapy session for me, hopefully a little bit of insight for you. It kind of sparks some wheels going on in your head, and let me know what your thoughts are on turning self-talk into a positive aspect when it comes to emotions and eating and the seasons of life.